Nah, I said Mel. Send Mel see real quick. Get a little taste of this.
This feel good. Hey, yo, sis. Ooh.
Stop, man.
Joe Budden says Melyssa Ford is coming back. Now, on the last episode of the JBP, there was a lot of illusions about Melyssa Ford coming back and Joe Budden missing her, even singing a song.
And the old couch is making me miss her. I'm missing.
You missed the old couch?
Miss mine. I love it.
It's very similar to what happened with Rory and Mal, right? Because when Rory and Mal disappeared, Joe Budden was using some of the same language, like, oh, there's a chair waiting for them, and we all know how that turned out. But let's look at some solid facts about Melyssa Ford's absence. She's been gone since August 20th. That's right. The last we saw of her was almost a month ago. That is a long time. She has been ghost on social media and the usual outlets she's visible on, which means she is doing some type of maneuver here. But it isn't like the current situation that we find Melyssa Ford in has no ties to the past. Remember Melyssa disappearing for shorter stints before? And to those who say she's filming movies, please point to me the movies that she's filmed, when they will be released, because I see no type of indication on her Instagram or even promotion of movies that are coming out like I've seen in the past. Now, there's a cover-up being done by the show. They have all mobilized Mark, Joe, Ian to go on Spaces and make the watchers of the show seem odd for caring about what happened.
Yo, why is there like 500 people? Like, what are they waiting for? I know what you want to hear. I love the hypotheses. I love all of it.
Eventually,
That's
You knew what all the answers to these questions were. Would it change anything for you?
Now, I know many may be thinking, why do people care? But let's remember, the Joe Budden Podcast is a show that regularly plays into narratives and is littered with a history of interpersonal strife and co-host turnover. The fans' interest is not without merit. Let's begin with all the theories about what could have happened. There's one theory that I think has the most legs. That is that there was a big blow up after the addiction conversation. One where Flip and Ford snapped on each other, hence Mark Lamont saying there was a melee on the balcony.
Anyway, you know what?
We just hyped it.
This is amazing.
Flip even alludes to some type of situation where the cast went at each other, and I think what he's highlighting is friction between him and Melyssa Ford.
It started some shit, and that's it, bro.
Love you, Flip.
No, you don't.
Dude,
You
don't fuck with none of us.
It's turn. This is all traders of.
Let's also zoom into the addiction conversation, which started this whole frizzle frazzle.
Would you like to say?
I'm not saying anything. I don't know your life.
Is there something that I don't know?
You said
No.
there was a point.
There was a point.
There was a point where,
Can you put this down and say it?
yeah, there was a time where there was a little bit too much self-medication, but you know.
While Ford looks clearly uncomfortable, she appears to take issues with Flip and how he probes, as she has done in the past. Melyssa Ford quite honestly finds Flip repulsive and disgusting. I'm willing to bet that. He's a steadfast reminder of the fact that she doesn't call the shots. Flip can arrive late to the show.
What you doing? Wait till I'm singing that. I was talking
Stepping to me.
I was talking that nigga. I'm this. Hi, man. So, my man. Yeah, why nobody's here? What happened?
Do you know what time you're supposed to be?
He can threaten to fight members of the cast.
Don't tell me what the
you talking
fuck
about,
to
man?
do. You hear me? Don't do that to me.
Don't talk to me up there.
What you say.
Listen, my last time telling you, don't talk to me up there.
Flip, you're not gonna threaten me.
My last time telling you. So come on, I'm gonna go there today,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna talk about how you decided it, and you come up there and try. Yeah, 10 minutes passed. He said, yo, when the last time you got into a fight? I said, right now.
Yet, he also remains someone who the cast admires and adores while she is demonized. Let's also draw parallels to how Melyssa Ford's lowest moments of the show has been instigated by Flip. In this back and forth with Mark Lamont,
What I want you to consider, potentially, is that I'm just treating you like everybody else, but when you're in a position of privilege.
Shut up!
But when you're in a position of privilege,
something she
getting
requested.
treated like
Flip adds fuel to the fire, making a situation for Melyssa Ford worse than it has to be. Right there, he's like saying, Melyssa Ford, this is what you wanted, right? You wanted equal treatment. So that was kind of telling that every time Melyssa Ford gets called out by another member of the cast, Joe Budden, Mark Lamont Hill, she seems to hate any input from Flip. Now, I believe right now, like many theorists believe, that after Ford versus Flip part 1000, there was some sort of go to your corners type scenario. One where Joe had to choose and it was between Flip or Ford. Instead of choosing, Joe split the difference and now has his two most prominent cast members at odds with each other for the rest of their time on the show. Flip will continue to poke and prod in terms of Melyssa Ford, since he knows he can get under her skin at the drop of a dime. And Ford resents that because Flip suffers no consequences. Meanwhile, Flip and Joe lay out scenarios where Ford is the issue because she may or may have not slept with Imani.
And whatever you involved in is worse than anything that me or Ish could do.
When in reality, co-workers sleep with each other all the time and don't get fired. However, constant latenesses, unprofessional behavior, and threats of violence in the workplace almost immediately lead to disciplinary actions, like firing, suspensions, and docking of pay. So, to me, it appears Melyssa Ford is getting gaslit by Joe and the rest of the cast. Like, she is being demonized because she is engaging in Karen-like behavior. But at the end of the day, Flip has done some pretty fireable offenses. And Melyssa Ford is probably like, how come this guy gets to talk to me crazy and he suffers no... Everybody loves this dude. This dude has threatened to fight Ish. He's threatened to fight Imani. He's threatened to fight Joe multiple times. He's talked about contract issues when Joe told him not to talk about contract issues. But yet, God forbid, I hook up with Imani and y'all act like it's the most disrespectful thing ever. And there's also going to remain the fact the cast is lying. They've been lying about this whole situation throughout the jump. Going on spaces and trying to misdirect the fans of the show for caring about something that happened on air. Melyssa Ford disappeared from the show on air. And they're doing the lying or misdirecting in several ways. Like Mark is either outright lying or engaging in omission.
Why would you want to know that?
Y'all are just nosy.
Yeah, but Mark did allude to I forgot how he framed it, but he said it was a blow up. Yeah. And then she was off the next cut.
No, I didn't. No,
Mark, all they do is lie.
No, you did, Mark. You said you saw on the balcony it was World War II.
That was a violation.
I was on the balcony anyway. You know what?
You just hyped it.
I be minding my own business. I just walked in melee.
And then Joe is gaslighting and trying to misdirect.
Can I just correct one little part of that? You didn't see Mel walk off any show.
My bad.
The last time y'all saw Mel, she did not get up irate, mad, and walk off. That didn't happen.
And then Ian is trying to make the fans seem crazy for even caring.
No, because I'm seriously considering giving you guys what you want to hear, and then I'm just replaying in my head. Will it actually suffice?
This has been a cover-up by members of the show, and I'm not going to fall for it. I'm not going to take it. Ford and Flip went through it like lighter fluid, and there's going to remain elephants in the room, such as the cast, without Melyssa Ford, being way happier in her absence. And even Flip is low-key taunting her by saying the chair is there for her.
Hey, yo, sis. Ooh. Stop, man.
To me, if I was Ford watching that, I was like, I know didn't just try to make some type of comment like the chair is waiting. I don't like you. Stop acting like you want to see me back. Stop trying to play with me like that. I'm sure Ford saw that and was like, damn, I hate this dude. Also, Ish is more engaged. Ish has been happy. It's like he's going to work with a pep in his step. And I think that's because Melyssa Ford isn't there. Also, I suspect even Mark Lamont Hill is fine without her being at the show. Never forget that Mona, Don't Call Me White Girl, is going to be joining soon. So what's going to happen when she gets there? Is Ford going to be able to get along with her? Is Mona going to be able to get along with the rest of the cast? Oh my God. A lot is happening. Ford is coming back. But I can guarantee that her and Flip will be at it again. Now, let me know what you think. I think Melyssa Ford will be back at some point this week because it would make a month since she's been gone, right? She's been gone since like the 20th. So maybe she'll be back on the Friday show where they record. I know it comes out Saturday. Still, there's going to be mad drama. And the JBP keeps churning and burning. There was even a conversation Joe had about 20 million leak or whatever have impacted the show, or did it impact the show? Mark asked the question and Joe was like quiet, mum's the word, didn't really want to talk about it. But to me, it was telling that he said that he has to answer it later, because if it didn't affect the show, he would have just said it. But let me know what you think in the comments. Why did Melyssa Ford disappear this time? I think the flip Melyssa Ford theory holds the truest. I know there was theories I suggested about lawsuit, suspension, but this is the most solid one. I think Melyssa Ford just needed time as a result of the disrespect she felt she encountered by Flip and maybe the rest of the cast. With that said, follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. Follow me on Patreon, The Stop. We've have more coverage about this on the Patreon. So if you're looking for more deep dives and analysis into the minute granular details, drop by there. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.